Good evening. The Premier has admitted that a deeply personal tragedy was a motivating force for her life in politics. Speaking exclusively to 9 News, Ms Keneally opened up about the stillbirth of her daughter and the way it changed her life.
She's a very personable, well-polished Premier, but Kristina Keneally is also a grieving mother.
I have a picture of Caroline next to my bed. She's often the first thing I think about when I get up in the morning and the last thing I see when I go to bed at night.
The pain of losing her daughter at birth 11 years ago has been kept private until now. Today, sharing her deeply personal story in her new role as patron of the Stillbirth Foundation.
I was very angry with God. Why was my baby not with me?
It's a side of the Premier we rarely see during her non-stop schedule.
Good morning, Premier.
Sunday started early, meeting locals at Coogee, a community funding announcement and facing the media.
I've just answered that question.
Juggling the state's top job with mothering 2 boys, Keneally puts it down to her toughness, her steely resolve.
How much of that do you attribute to Caroline?
The person I am today is because I'm Caroline's mother. It's changed me, it's enlarged my perspective on life, and it's given me an inner strength that quite simply I didn't have before.
Caroline had birth defects. For 30% of stillborn children, the cause is unknown.
It can happen to anyone, and it happened to us. And
for Kristina Keneally, it meant taking a path she had never considered.
It's remarkable to think that a baby who never drew breath has so fundamentally changed her mother's life.
Amelia, the Premier spoke very movingly there about the loss of her daughter. What sense did you get of the profound effect on her life?
Yeah, it was a really interesting insight into Kristina Keneally's personal life, Pete. She said she felt completely alone and lost after the death of her daughter, Caroline, and considered becoming a social worker, even a police officer. She was waiting for the right opportunity to help move on with her life, and that came, of course, in 2002 when she ran as a Labor candidate in the seat of Patron. But the loss of her child is still a huge part of the Premier's life. And she told me today, Pete, she still visits her daughter's grave every Mother's Day and at Christmas. So I think she really put herself out there today, sharing those very private thoughts.
That she did. Thank you, Amelia.